Once again, I'm Tom Downey. Go follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more NFL coverage. Been a very crazy day around the NFL. We just mentioned the Patrick Peterson stuff. We already had one trade. Amari Cooper is on the outs in Oakland. He's going to the Dallas Cowboys. And Dallas actually gave up a first-round pick for Amari Cooper. I was wrong. I did not think Cooper would go for a first-round pick. The Cowboys, now there was a report that the Eagles offered a second-round pick. The Cowboys, of course, gave it first, so they won the bidding war there. In the end, the Cowboys get their number one receiver in theory, and the Oakland Raiders, well, they are in full-on rebuild mode right now as they ship away Cooper and might not be done. We'll get to Oakland here in a minute, but first, your latest Lev Bell update. The latest report is that he might not report until after the NFL trade deadline because he doesn't want to be traded. Now, fantasy owners, I feel your pain. I own Lev Bell. It's been painful. At some point, he's got to show up, right? I'm not sure when he'll show up, but I would assume we see Le'Veon Bell in the relatively near future. The report was he'll show up during the bye week, and, well, bye week's over, and he has not shown up today either. So, as the world turns for Lev Bell, still no reporting. All right, more issues between a player and a team. Devante Parker, and we'll get to the trade on this one here in a second, too. Adam Gase says that Parker was inactive because he had a nagging injury. And then Parker's agent comes out and says he's not telling the truth. He's healthy. This is all Adam Gase's fault, and said, here's the exact quote from the agent, by the way. The real question that should be asked is, how does Coach Gase justify his own incompetence? Maybe it's time to ship Devante Parker off, because when your agent's taking shots at the head coach on Twitter, maybe it's not the best time. Now, the Dolphins, believe it or not, won a third-round pick for Devante Parker. Really? He's not worth a third-round pick. Devante Parker has not been good as of late. He's always hurt. He's been a bust in the NFL. The most I'm giving up is a fifth-round pick, given his contract that's coming up next year. So I'll let you guys react here, but no. I don't think Devante Parker is worth a third-round pick. I would only give a sixth or a second, but if you want to give a fifth, okay. Yeah, the upside's there, but Parker has not been a very good NFL player. A third-round pick, even though Cooper just went for a first, does not make any sense to me at all. All right, folks, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Use promo code LIVE120 at chatsports.com/bet to get a 120% deposit bonus. Put down $100. They'll give you $120 for free for a grand total of $220 on BetDSI. You're playing with house money at chatsports.com/bet with promo code LIVE120. All right, back now to the Oakland Raiders. Of course, they've already sent away Amari Cooper, and they did get the first-round pick that they wanted. Shout out to the front office there. Now Karl Joseph could be the next man up. He has totally fallen out of favor in Oakland, isn't even really playing, and the Raiders want a third-round pick. I guess that's the asking price now for first-round picks that have done nothing all year. Oh, we'll just take a third-round pick. Now, if you could get him for a fifth, I think that makes more sense. I would be surprised, even more surprised than Amari Cooper's trade, if the Raiders actually got a third-round selection. One guy that isn't supposed to be dealt is Derek Carr. Ian Rappaport says that Derek Carr is not likely to be traded. Now, maybe that changes after the year happened, but the Raiders are clearly in a rebuilding mode. So here is a totally hypothetical trade that almost certainly won't happen, but I do want to know what you guys think, and also who says no. How about a first-round pick to the Raiders for Derek Carr in Jacksonville? Who says no on that one? Jacksonville, look, Blake Bortles ain't it. I have told you guys for weeks. Some of you still defended him. I guess I get it. Who says no? The Raiders get yet another first-round pick. Jacksonville gets Derek Carr. Who says no to that one? Maybe it actually is Oakland, by the way. Now, maybe you can take on Blake Bortles and increase the return for Oakland, too, because Blake Bortles, I think, might be a negative asset at this point in his NFL career. But let me know who says no on that one. I kind of think maybe it's the Raiders, but I would not be surprised if when we start the 2019 season, if Derek Carr is wearing a jersey other than an Oakland Raiders one. Folks, if you guys like what I'm wearing, you can get your own Mizzen and Main shirt. Comfortable.af is the site. They're made right here in America, and they are the most comfortable dress shirt you will ever own. Go check them out, comfortable.af. And then one last trade rumor here for you guys, Demaryius Thomas. And ESPN reports that Denver is listening to offers, and I'll make note here. Teams listen to a lot more offers than what is typically reported, but this is worth mentioning. I am not convinced there's a high return for Demaryius Thomas because he carries a $14 million salary next year. That's a lot for a player that, frankly, hasn't really been all that good the past couple years. Now, granted, quarterback play is a big factor there. And I'll make note here for Denver, they don't want to trade Emmanuel Sanders because, as I've said for several years now, Emmanuel Sanders is a better receiver than Demaryius Thomas. He can do a little bit more for you. So Denver is listening on DT. I, however, would be rather surprised if Denver ended up shipping him away before the NFL trade deadline.